Charlie, how are you, mate?
Hello, Matthew. Hello. I'm all right, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm very well. Shall we run the intro?
Slight time delay. Welcome to British Business, The Bottom Line. Every week, me and Matt sit down to talk about the real stuff, the news affecting your business, the lessons we've learned the hard way, and the things nobody tells you when you're running your own show. Whether you're just starting out or you've been at it for years, this one's for you. I'm Charlie Smith.
And I'm Matt Holland.
Let's get into it. Something just happens to me when that plays. Just feel your body just being taken over. Do you know what I mean? You know what it's like?
Yeah, I do.
What's happening here? What's happening?
Oh, God. Are you a dancer? Are you into, I
don't mind it. Back in the day, I haven't done a little jiggle. You know what? A little two-step.
Yeah.
Like your nan dancing at a wedding. That sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, every now and again. Haven't done for a while, mate.
Well,
I think those days are shipped. I think they're gone.
Did you dance when you and Hannah got married? What did you do?
Not married, mate. Not married.
What's going on there?
Life.
Is that for another episode?
Yeah, life, brother. Life.
Yeah. Costs.
Costs.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on costs.
Oh, God. So what's
Cost
crack a
fucking everything. Do you know what, though? Talk about cost. I'll tell you what is a good cost. Lidl do a cronut. I think they're like 79p, and I've just whacked one away, and it is fantastic.
Yeah, you showed it.
Young Charlie, one of the team members brought some in today, and they were fantastic. And I've just scoffed it away. Got a nice cup of coffee here, and it is it's good. But Lidl, yeah, very good value, Lidl.
We had a little pre-chat and you showed me a picture of that lovely looking. What was it called?
A cronut. It's like a layered pastry thing covered in chocolate and a little bit of hazelnut. It's like a donut, but kind of not. It's just.
So is that a part of the Claude marathon training program that's been put in place for?
No, he didn't explicitly say that at all. No, he did.
Pastry donut.
Yeah, he didn't say go for donuts.
Street, to be fair, do you know what they'd be really good for like long distance running? Actually.
Do you have Lidl up there?
No, Greg's, mate.
Greg's and Safeway.
Mate, this is British business. We're not supporting those German supermarkets. We're buying from Greg's for past.
Hey, it's hard to turn them down, though, isn't it? It is hard to turn them down. Let's be real about it.
It's quite sad, isn't it, actually?
Oh, yeah, it's bloody sad.
We don't make anything anymore. We don't grow anything anymore. We don't produce any energy anymore. It's
sort of fantastic. Talking of energy, there's a few news reports. Sky News doing a few news reports about the what do they call it? The basin. What that area of America. It's like New Mexico, Texas, and stuff. Oil producing.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's gone up my head. They reckon the biggest oil exporter in the world now.
Yeah, the US is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that, isn't it? So they've had a little bit of a kick-off in the Middle East where there was a lot of oil coming out, and then all of a sudden, the US has emerged as the biggest oil exporter. It's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're not allowed to get political.
How's that political? That's economic.
It's economical. All right, okay, fair enough. Economical, yeah. But there's political ties to that, and there's political decisions that have led to that economic.
Well, this is the reason why we can't not touch on politics, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, right?
Yeah, we can listen. We can be. I think we can be pretty neutral on which party. We don't have to steer people and say, "My name's Charlie Smith. I'm voting for the Greens at the next general election." Yeah. So on the Greens, part of today's episode is actually on one of their economic policies. Actually, we're not going to necessarily talk specifically about that party, but something that they've raised as a suggestion, which I think is bonkers. Which is why I'm wanting to talk about it. So, shall we do British Business Fact of the Week? Or
yeah, you always ask this question and then you do it anyway.
What?
Just go for it, man. Shall we do it?
I'm going to do my thing. Shall we do
do
British
it, mate.
business
Because
facts of the week?
I need to have some sort of clue about what this whole episode is about and what we're chatting about. So
What do you mean? I always send you the show notes. You never read them.
you haven't sent me no show notes. You texted
send
me
you-
earlier an episode title. That's it.
That was for last week's episode.
Oh, well, that's the one I got to make the thumbnail for.
Right, listen.
All right, so I ain't got no show notes here, brother.
I'm on the Google sheet here where the show notes are.
And just tell the listeners when you updated that.
And it says, commenter Charlie at Workwear Innovation. You have access. You can comment. What
was the first thing you said to me when I called you or you called me before this show?
Listen, British business fact of the week. Let's get stuck into it. We've actually got a double fact.
Love that.
2 for the price of 1.
Love that.
Something special. Are you ready?
Yeah, talk to me.
Just going to clear my throat. Fact 1. According to the British Beer and Pub Association, 161 UK pubs closed in Q1 2026 alone, a 26% jump on the same period last year, equivalent to one publican turning the lights out every 13 hours.
Oh, fucking hell.
I don't think that
doesn't quite paint the full picture either, because that's been happening now for a significant number of years. So if the year-on-year number is that much higher, that's because accelerated. Because you're not just talking about, oh, we've got loads and all of a sudden we've lost a few. What's the reason we've lost a few? Actually, it's like a compounding effect across the last few years. That fact is not, well, it's new. It's new numbers. It's new to this particular quarter, but it's not a new idea, is it? That's been happening now for a few years, I would say.
I mean, it's
13
interesting.
hours.
We'll get it. This is a good topic, and you know where the topic's going now, I suspect, maybe. But to frame that first fact in a little bit clearer, around 2,400 jobs have been lost since January. Roughly half of those workers are under the age of 25.
So it significantly affects that really bad number that we've got anyway, which we have spoken about previously, which is the unemployment rate of under 25s.
Yeah, you and I have both worked. I think you've worked in hospitality, haven't you?
Well, I've done a bit. Most of mine was in retail.
That explains a lot. But yeah.
Do you call you're going to call your previous employer? Is that you? That's hospitality, is it? No. What I'm saying is that hospitality and retail actually are two really great, I think, employers for employment options for young people to get involved in, because it equips them with a really good skill set that can be applied. That confidence. I don't think I'd be able to do what I'm doing if I didn't work in retail beforehand.
Yeah. But think about that age group now. Every time a pub closes, it's one less location where they can go and hand that CV in for their first job. Not good at all. Not good at all. It really worries me. Really worries me.
It gives you far. It gives people far more than just a job, doesn't it? It gives them a grounding in relationship building, in having conversations with strangers, in interacting with people they haven't, in making people feel great, like all those things that you know, especially in business, that you're trying to do on a daily basis. It gives you first-hand experience on how to manage those situations when they don't go right, but also how do I set it up from the start so that we don't have any of them? Do you know what I mean?
Society is changing. People are drinking less, which is a part of that kind of statistic, I suspect. Yeah. But the accelerated demise of your classic British boozer is probably down to the fact that people are drinking less alcohol, which is a good thing, I think. But it's obviously minimum wage. It's obviously it's operating costs, and there'll be a mixture of different things in there. One of which will be labour. Labour costs, not the party. Labour costs.
It's probably all of them, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're all fucking too high. It's a compounding challenge. But the big thing that's changed year on year this year, because we're not dealing with like 9% inflation like we did in, I think, was it 2020? What year was it we hit? We had the 9% inflation. Can you remember, Charlie? Come on.
21.
You are correct. 22, April 22. And then 8.7% April 2023. That's the trailing 12 months. So yeah, you're technically correct. But we're only at like 3.3, so nowhere near as bad as what it was. Still considerable. But anyway, I'm building up to something here.
Yeah, I'm leading. Keep leading me, baby. Keep leading me.
Fact number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'll just add this in as well because I think this is quite good. So, just going back to the British Beer and Pub Association, BBPA. I love an acronym. I always get them wrong. They estimate that the 2025 autumn budget added an extra. Wait for this. £322 million worth of additional employment costs to the pub and brewing sector. It's a lot.
Jesus Christ!
It's a lot of cost.
One decision adds that much level of cost.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be interested to know that on a percentage basis what that covers. But
because think about it, in a pub, like the labour cost in a pub is going to be lower than general hospitality because typically it's someone pulling pints unless they're serving food, and then you get into that situation where it's a pub restaurant, and then that's even harder. I think restaurants are cooked basically because you're in a situation where you've got to pay someone to go and deliver food to a table. I went to a pub today, met with the agency partner that we're working with on our Amazon project, something quite exciting, and we took him for a burger at the local pub.
Oh, you wine and dined him with a burger.
Oh yeah, baby. This is
didn't
a nice
take him to
pub.
a Toby Carvery then.
Oh, that would have been a better option actually economically, but there's not many of them left, I suspect, these days.
No.
So went there and I ordered at the table. I said, "Oh, can we give it?" She said, "Oh no, you've got to go and order up at the bar." So they're having to change the way they're operating. They can't afford to. They can have someone deliver the food. You've got to go and buy your drinks at the bar, take your drinks from the bar, and you've got to go and order at the bar, which that used to be table service. So things have changed a little bit there. UK, so second fact, UK Hospitality has calculated, which is an organisation, the April 2026 wage rises represent £1.4 billion in additional costs across the hospitality sector. So that would be inclusive of the number above as well, but then we're talking about restaurants as a whole. Driven by the national living wage rising 4.1% to £12.71 an hour, alongside the full year impact of employer national insurance jumping from 13.8% to 15%, and the threshold dropping from £9,100 to £5,000. We've felt that this month. We've seen a big increase in our national insurance bill. I don't know if you have. Have you seen that? Not looked. That's fine. Fair enough.
I can't recall the figure versus the number before, but I'm sure there has been.
It's gone up, mate, for us. We've felt that big time.
I know I've scheduled the payment and moved on.
Well, when we're chatting about cash in businesses, like we were earlier,
but I can't affect that one, can I?
No, but what I'm saying is sometimes in businesses you might feel a bit tighter, a bit leaner than you have been. Well, the reason why is input and output at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So if you're not tracking it analytically, well, maybe it's something people should be looking at. I don't know.
Yeah. I hear you.
But I just, those two facts, they're pretty damning in my opinion. So it's already happening. Pubs are closing left, right and centre. Restaurants, there's a couple of people I've followed on Instagram actually. A couple of they've become like restaurant influencers.
Yeah, that the gin. Which one was? There was one that was all over the.
I think where it was husband and wife.
Yeah, the Ginger Man is it called?
I think.
The Ginger Man restaurant. 28 years.
Yeah.
After 28 incredible years, we're sharing something we never thought we'd have to say. With heavy hearts, we're announcing the closure of our very first restaurant, Ginger Man.
Yeah, really sad.
28 years.
Yeah, terrible. But all businesses will be feeling this increase of labour
That's a very
costs.
good video, shared by quite a few people, to be honest with you. I did watch it. And
is it the one I'm thinking of where the lady, she starts like
husband and wife,
teary, and they have to cut it partway through, and then they just kind of, she obviously got a bit
just basically
emotional.
discussing the pressures and how much things are costing and how it's affecting.
It's hard out there. And do you know what? It's hard at every level, mate. Yesterday I met with a guy whose business is thriving, probably going to do 50 million quid turnover this year, and it's hard. Like it's not when you get to those levels, it's not easier.
Why not?
Costs.
Right.
It just compounds.
I'm just asking the question.
It's the same.
I think
problems.
I know the answers.
Same problem, same challenges. So like, it's not easy. Like the numbers get bigger, the problems don't disappear. Yes, I think in some industries and sectors you get economies of scale, and there's like an inflection point where all of a sudden it kind of starts to work. But you almost have to start to go slower to see that cash generation, I think. But yeah, that conversation following on, I spent 4 hours with him, and I was like, okay. And when we exchanged ideas and concepts on a few different things, super impressive guy, super amazing story. But like, wow, it's not easy, not at that level. We'll maybe get into him on another episode at some point.
Well, I
maybe
said to you earlier, didn't I? I said I just feel like you're slogging all the time.
We'll get him on the podcast. I'll see what I can do. He was quite up for it. He started his own little thing as well. So yeah,
interesting. Good.
So why am I talking about this, Charlie?
I was going to ask you the same question, Matthew.
Well, we mentioned the Greens earlier.
Yeah.
They used to be a lovely party, didn't they? They used to be all about, protecting the environment and doing the right thing and all the rest of it. And I think they were
lovely. You thought they were lovely then because you didn't have to take any notice of them, and now you do.
Well, they were a solid protest vote if you didn't really appreciate Labour or the Conservatives, I would say.
And you're scared now because they're getting serious.
Oh yeah, baby.
And they're gaining traction.
So I actually messaged you about this. I think did I message you or did I call you? And you calculate. No, I messaged you, and then you rang me and said, "Do you know what percentage that is?"
Oh yeah, we did talk about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Go on, talk about it. You're talking about national living wage, were you not?
Yes. Yeah.
I do recall now. Now I do know where this conversation's going.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
So, Mr.
I remember the number too.
Mr. Polanski, in his manifesto, I'm not going to say anything else about the individual, but what I'm going to say is some of his policies are quite interesting. But there's one I wanted to pick out in particular, which was the concept of increasing the minimum wage from. So he said if we were to be elected immediately now, and we were to get in, and we were to be doing the budget later this year for April 2027, we would put minimum wage up from £12.71 to £15 an hour. That is an 18% increase year on year.
All sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
I mean, that is fantastic. Yeah,
I'll get paid more money.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
your cronut's not going to cost you 79p no more, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, we've debated and discussed this a little bit. Sometimes you've said that maybe.
Yeah, but let's be sensible here. I'm not talking. Yeah, you were talking about wage spiral inflation. That's a bit of a fucking jump, isn't it? Like, hang on, let me pluck this number. 15 sounds good, doesn't it? That sounds all well and good until you've fucking tried to be paying the wages at the end of a 4-week period when people haven't paid you and they're 6 days overdue, 7 days overdue, 10 days overdue, 15 days overdue.
I don't owe you any money at the moment, do I?
About £38.
So we're good at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm a good payer, though, aren't I?
You're great. Yeah, you're great. You're great.
Good. Shame on everyone listening if you've used Charlie and you don't pay him on time.
If you've used Charlie the bank, can I have your money, please? Because I got people I've got to pay myself.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thing. But that's what people do. As soon as things get tight, they stretch trade terms.
Happens more and more and more and more and more, doesn't it?
We do it. It's
a shame, really, because I wouldn't do it if I didn't have to do it. It's just a knock-on effect, isn't it? And if everyone's doing it, then everyone's stretching. You know, what choice do you have?
Yeah, my suppliers always get paid. I think, we don't pay mega late, but we pay on time, I suppose. On average, we pay on time.
Yeah.
Smaller businesses or new partners, we pay on a immediate basis, if you like.
I don't ever owe any money to His Majesty like lots of people do. Never leave that one tinkering over. So
I mean,
always make sure he's got enough for the walls at Windsor Castle and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
We're not talking about there's a distinction there. I would say His Majesty's
Revenue and Customs.
Like, I know it's there in the name, but I think they should be distanced. I think there should be a rebranding of HMRC. I think they should have to drop the...
As far as I'm concerned, he's still got his name on the door. His name's above the door, like my name's above this door, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not him anymore, is it? He's not... Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but it is, though, isn't it? Still a
sovereign... What do you mean by that?
Well, it still is.
Are you... Just out of interest, you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to. Are you a royalist or are you a parliamentarian? Don't answer it if you don't want to. I'm a royalist 100%.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure anymore of anything.
I can see how there's some frustrations with the system.
Which is why I'm very open-minded to what lots of different people in lots of different coloured ties say.
That is one of your most fantastic, endearing traits, Charlie, is how open-minded you are.
I thought you were going to say frustrating.
No, that's one of the things I love. Are you
taking the piss at me?
No,
you're not.
I'm being serious.
Okay.
It's one of the things I really enjoy about talking to you is the fact that we have different opinions. But you're not one of these people that has a closed opinion in the sense where they've developed an opinion either through like kind of reasonable fact and research or for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But rather than dying on that hill and never wanting to change, you're very open-minded, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I just like having all the information and just like, I don't know, only because I think as you grow up, you come to the realization, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to a lot of things. Yeah. Or I'm not sure anyone, and you have to be open-minded to those things. And I think you have to just, you call it opinion, build an opinion, but you need to have as many sort of facts, figures and information available to you so that you can just make a decision and fucking go for it once you've made that decision.
Do you think with more life experience you are better informed to make a decision and have an opinion on something?
Yeah, I think so.
So do you think...
But is it better? But depends what you're talking about, doesn't it? Because if I didn't have the same life experience, I might not be making the same decisions I'm making now.
That's true.
And likewise, if I was a little bit younger and I didn't have everything going on in my life that I've got going on in my life, I might be making decisions that might mean I was more successful in some respects.
And we have a bias.
Might be more reckless, but
we have a significant bias. We're business owners, so we're going to see it from our perspective. Whereas if we were both working for, say, the public sector or the civil service, we may have a different opinion. And humans are very fickle, I think.
Oh, big time.
I would hope that my morals are pretty consistent.
I think so.
For the most part. I mean, I'm very patriotic and I'd say I'm pretty consistent with that. But then we have offshore roles because it's not viable to employ as many people in the UK anymore. So it's kind of like, am I being a hypocrite there? I don't know.
But with all these things that we're talking about, all these policies, all that sort of stuff, there ultimately at some point is a line, isn't there? You know, it's great to invest in public services. It is fantastic to have a national health service that is free at the point of use. Yeah. It is fantastic that we have, I don't know, a network of roads that we can access all across the country. We've got lots of airports. We've got lots of other things. You know, we what's the word? State pension, etc.
Yeah,
they're all good things to an extent, aren't they? A national living wage is a good thing to an extent.
It's a fantastic thing, yeah.
It's these are all great liberties that we have.
Yeah.
But at what stage do all these things? And it's like everything is like that. At what stage do they become just? I think this is fucking madness now. Stop taking shit too far, and that's the bit.
Well, I think the key thing, like Norway, is a really good example of this, where they have a really strong welfare system, etc., but they protect it. Without going into too much detail, they protect it, they look after it. They don't, in that country for a long time, they haven't lived beyond their means. They've reinvested taxes into logical things, and we've definitely made mistakes historically, but as a country, we live beyond our means. We spend more than we bring in. And you can't do that as a business.
No, you wouldn't be able to do it as a business.
You can't do it as a business. You can't do that as a household. So the country needs to stop doing that. And when you drive around, say if you go to Europe and places like that, Spain, you look around and you go, and I'm not saying Spain's a perfect country and it's got inflation problems and things like that, but definitely the road networks, the main infrastructure is solid. You go off the main road infrastructure, it's not fantastic tarmac everywhere. It's dirt tracks. Like they spend the money. They're not they're not throwing the cash all over the place. Whereas you drive around some areas of Wales and these little tiny B roads are like perfectly tarmacked. It's been smoothly done. And it's like, why are we spending the money on stuff like that? Why are we doing that as a country? So there's that element. But this just to rein it back in on the living wage.
I like it when you rein me back in.
Well, we both end up going on a tangent because we're both
you're good at that. You're good at that.
Thank you. We're being nice to each other today. I've given you a bit of a compliment, and then you're being, you're giving me some. Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. £15 an hour. Really?
Oh, you're just plucking numbers. What does that even mean? Who's done the stats on that? Who's got the calculator out and worked out how many small businesses survive?
Yeah,
what the unemployment rate goes to, or what the number, what happens if that happens, or no one's calculated the amount of free cash that's available within the economy from businesses. Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Think about it like this: if you're a supermarket and you have people on the tills, if there are any tills left hypothetically next year,
you're getting rid of the fuckers, aren't you?
So you're like, wait a minute, guys, right? Before we hire any more staff, let's have a hiring freeze, mass redundancy. Let's borrow some money if we don't have it, because we can borrow the money at a lower cost of interest than the cost of employing these people. Let's put more self-checkout tills in.
Why the fuck, in a world of AI, are you not doing something that supports people being in fucking work? Why do all these people just want to accelerate the decline? I don't understand.
God. It's like it's hard for businesses.
I do not understand.
It's hard for businesses to employ people, so let's make it more fucking expensive.
Harder. Yeah. Why?
The guy, honestly.
But that's from all parties. No,
I think Labour is a bit more middle ground. I don't think Labour is anything
seem
like
that,
that,
does it? Maybe it's not as wild, but I'm not being funny. They implemented enough things that hurt small businesses in the initial 12 months of them coming to power that were
when did they come to power? Was it 2024? It was, wasn't it?
November 20. Was it around that sort of time? I can't even fucking remember.
Well,
the sooner it's over, the better.
They definitely did the 2025 and the 2026 wage increases, which was 6.7% and 4.1%. So that's a bit more sensible than the 18 that the Greens are suggesting.
On top,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I wouldn't say that you could say they are the same. They're not. Labour are much more middle ground, and that Green policy is dangerous. That is a dangerous policy, in my opinion.
Don't think you need to worry about it, mate.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
In what makes you say
think you're going to learn? I think we're going to learn a lot in the next 24 hours for all these local elections, anyway.
That's a point, isn't it? That is an interesting point.
Nothing happening around my way, but anything happening around yours?
There's not even one. There's not
5,000. Was there 5,000 council seats up for grabs today? I think I read this morning.
That's going to be fascinating.
Talk's cheap, but when it comes to polling day, people vote with the pens, don't they? And I don't know. I
think there'll be a lot of people voting for Greens, and I think there'll be a lot of people voting for Reform. I think that's where a lot of the votes will go.
People vote for these progressive parties, don't they, with these radical ideas, whether it's left or right, whatever, because they're so fucked off with the normality of the middle.
This is.
If there's nothing that benefits them in the middle, of course they're going to want to go left or right.
The thing that concerns me.
We're getting well political, by the way.
We're not. No, I don't think we are, because I think
we're discussing party politics, mate. Ugh.
No, but we're discussing it in the right way, because from a business
perspective, go on.
But what I'm about to say, I think, is really important. The thing that concerns me about politics and economics in this country at the moment, because they're the same thing. Like, the Greens are politically sat on the left, Reform are sat on the right. They have very different views on economics, politics, whatever you say. The thing that concerns me is it's a little bit like what's happened in the US, where you've got the Republican Party and the Democrats, and they've gone in two very different directions. So you're splitting the public vote massively, and we're almost splitting the country. There's a lot of division, I think, in communities as a result, because people are pushing to two extremes. Do you see that? Because whereas Labour and the Conservatives...
We see that every single day.
Yeah, whereas Labour and Conservatives, they were much closer together, and it was much more sensible, I would say. So I'm more worried in a way.
The thing is, mate, division generates attention, doesn't it?
Mm. Yeah, so Polanski, just like Nigel, both of them say things that is controversial, which gets attention, which then drums up PR, socially, the news and things, and increases the popular. So we're in like
all these things. Words are really easy to say, aren't they?
Yeah.
I could tell you I'm faster than bloody Lewis Hamilton in an F1 car, but until I get to be...
Are you really?
Oh, I could drive it faster than him. Yeah, I could drive it faster than him. I could actually drive it better than him as well. I could take that corner better. But until I get behind the steering wheel,
the concern
bit different then, isn't it? And I don't know where the fucking pedal is or what the buttons do on the old panel they got.
Yeah, the concerning thing for me is what you're describing there, is that people believe that. So if it was a political point, they kind of believe it. And then you look at Polanski or Reform, and neither of them have got that experience. But then the problem is, Labour and Conservatives, how can people vote for them? Because I feel like they have failed the country to a certain extent, both parties. So
yeah, they're all dildos. That's the trouble.
This is the challenge, but then the two parties on each end are going in a different direction. So as a small business, who do you vote for? I don't know, but let's not answer that question. Going back to the actual policy of the £15 an hour, I can't see how that works.
I think it only accelerates the decline and accelerates the move towards AI, doesn't it? Which is fairly uncertain for us all.
Or offshoring. Yeah, like why would you...
Sad state of affairs.
Which is none of it's good for... Well, I mean, the AI race, I think businesses that are automating and utilising AI in the UK, good on you. I think you need to. Same with offshoring.
How can you pay people more money in an economy that ain't growing?
Well done.
But how can you do it?
Well,
I ain't got to work at the Bank of England to know that, surely.
This is the problem, Charlie. Well, it's not the Bank of England that decides wage growth, is it?
No, but they're very good economists, aren't they?
Are they? There's this thing called...
the Office for National Statistics, or the Office for Budget Responsibility, the OBR.
Have you heard of something called quantitative easing?
Yeah, it's where the government it's where the Bank of England pumps more money into the economy.
Yeah, well, it's printing money that didn't exist before, which deflates the value of the pound.
Yeah, we've been doing it for years. That's what COVID is. That's what COVID did to us.
Yeah.
Where do you think your bounce back loans came from?
It creates inflation. It's bad. It's not good.
Got a couple of bits of A4. And they cut it up like that with a pair of scissors. And they wrote £50. And they gave out a load of them.
I hope. There is money that comes out of circulation as well. And for years, we weren't in a situation where we were doing quantitative easing. It's an economic measure to reduce pressure, but it creates problems. That's the challenge.
I've said it before. I'm not an economicist.
Economicist.
I did that on purpose. I'm not an economist.
The mid-market squeeze. The mid-market squeeze. Who actually gets hammered? So this £15 an hour. Let's just talk some hypothetical scenarios here, just to explore and flirt with the policy idea. Do you have any mid-income earners in your business that earn above the minimum wage, or have you got a bit more of a flat wage structure?
No, one.
Yeah, so you've got someone that's a bit more senior, a bit more experienced.
Yeah,
maybe
young
has
Kieran.
keys to the building.
Yeah, young Kieran runs the show.
Well, let's call him poor young Kieran, because the problem poor young Kieran, because the problem for Kieran is, and other people in my business and other businesses across the UK, is when the national living wage goes up, the entry level employees that turn up, some do a good job, some do an average job, some do a bad job. I'd hope business owners listening don't have bad employees in the business, but it
can't
does
afford
happen.
to now, have you?
You can't.
Can't carry no one now.
But that baseline, that's going up. But then these middle market employees, those people that are the bar supervisors, junior admin roles, I don't know, like the company that does our CCTV and security, those engineers, they've kind of, what's happened is that the minimum wage has gone up and then it's kind of just caught them.
Caught them up, yeah.
And now they're sat earning the living wage going, wait a minute, I'm an engineer fitting CCTV cameras, doing basic electrical work, and I'm earning the same as someone working in a supermarket or someone working in an entry-level role in a warehouse. Why is that? What's going on?
Mad.
It's not good. Because why?
No, it's not good.
That doesn't incentivize people to push on and go for that. So if minimum wage is going up, there's no incentive to work hard and get promoted and drive and try and Do you get what I'm trying to get at?
No, you're basically rewarding poor performance. Like you think about if you were paid based on your performance, right? You had to hit a target in order to get your money.
Well,
most of your money.
Charlie,
we are every single day. Yeah. I know, but for those people that don't run a business and just like to listen along, like you're basically saying in an economy which is ultimately failing to grow or to add any value to it, you're going to be automatically rewarded for your same mediocre performance. How does that work?
Yeah, I've got people with good responsibilities in my business earning £15 an hour, and it's like, what do you do if that? But think about hospitality. Think about retail.
I know.
Think about those businesses that. So I don't understand how that has been a policy of a national political party.
Well, businesses will need to shift and pivot, won't they? We all need to be agile and ready to shift and pivot. But overall, it doesn't improve the
if you
feeling.
Want to manufacture in the UK,
none of it makes us feel. It's going to make us feel worse, is it not? You think about, I don't know, you might even table service. You know, you brought up that example, but you're ordering on an app. Everyone's doing the stuff on their phone, sat at your table. Food gets delivered to your table. Loads of people are doing it, but ultimately the experience will decline, won't it? Same with retail. What do you want to do? Go around and just talk to iPads all day when you're trying to find your stuff in an aisle? Do you want to do that?
So what you're saying, is it an opportunity for business to go in the opposite direction? So if you're in hospitality and you've got a really great restaurant, make it about the experience.
Yeah, double down. You have to. You have to.
But then you see, with an increase like that, I don't see how you can and be profitable.
Well, you'd have to charge more, so your product has to be better.
So you can potentially charge more, but then
the experience has to be good.
So then you end up with restaurants that are premium, and there's no middle market. That's the problem.
I think there'll be lots of occupiers in the middle market.
What, people that are offering table service that are profitable hospitality businesses?
No. There'll be no, not from that. It would have to be a different model, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, the model is no table service, digital ordering,
which would be your middle ground,
which should be your entry level fast food and your middle ground. And then the only restaurants that will be offering table service will be premium restaurants where you're spending for a meal out for 250, 300 quid.
And I won't be going.
I've never eaten at a restaurant like that. I'll just
bloody ridiculous.
Yeah.
How does this coincide with what we keep on talking about, which is AI?
Well, I think it accelerates the use of AI in businesses that can leverage it. But the thing and the point about this episode is some businesses can't. Some businesses have to have human labour. So if you're going to increase the living wage, then you need to look after those businesses with a lower rate of VAT.
None of it looks like it's ever going to happen, does it?
Just anyway, yeah.
Which is why people move to the left and they people move to the right.
Yeah, so we end up being polarised. Yeah, it's difficult.
We just
how do we address in a world where £15 minimum wage exists? What do you think youth unemployment looks like? What do you think? Like the entry level job roles are for our kids, like in 10, 15 years time. What do you think is the first job that one of your children goes out to work and does, apart from manning one of your embroidery machines in your £50 million embroidery empire.
Labourer.
Yeah. But if the minimum wage for that labour is...
What?
Surely, if the minimum wage is 15 or what, a high level...
Fucking hell, if he gets it... If he's going to put 15 quid on it now, mate, honestly... That's going to be a 200 grand a year job by the time they're 18.
That's what I mean. But it's relative because you'd have inflation.
They still have to shop in Aldi.
But my point is that why would you employ, say, Arthur, my son, fresh out of school, when you can employ someone that's 26 that's been doing it for a little bit longer?
Exactly.
That's got the experience for the same price. So then the younger generation don't get the opportunity and experience, or it's delayed. There'll be a generation of kids that miss out.
They're fucked. To put it bluntly. It's something I think about a lot, but I do often remind myself that generations before us went through a lot of different things.
So if you could have an honest...
humans have adapted and evolved throughout history to deal with change, deal with things that come up. We have shifted and we have pivoted and we have adapted. It won't be the first time. It might be the first time on the scale. It might be different, but there's been periods throughout history where human beings have had times of trouble, times of problems, and they've had to shift and adapt.
Correct.
What that looks like, I don't know.
I couldn't agree more.
Would there have been, people still had kids, didn't they, when the Germans were bombing London? And it must have been a pretty bleak time at that, if you were living through that as a young person.
I think that's an important thing to think about is context, and we are a very fortunate generation. We've got relatively easy lives in comparison
with some things, I think,
prior generations with some things. But I suppose the frustrating thing is it could be maybe not as challenging at times. I don't know. Could we navigate things? I think you can always, just like in business, you can approach a problem or a challenge or an opportunity or something that you want to do, and there's a few different ways of tackling it and approaching it. And what often happens is you'll have a go, you might get it wrong, you learn from your mistakes. But we've been in scenarios like this before as a country in the 70s and the 80s where we had high inflation due to a multitude of different things, and we fixed those issues and then we've forgotten about them. It's just, I do struggle with it, that's all. So question for you, if you could have a conversation if you could create a persuasive argument as to why we shouldn't go for a £15 minimum wage, what do you think is like a fair... So when we hit April next year, because it's not been announced yet, what do you think, if you were to pick out, what do you think the minimum wage, living wage should go to from $12.71? Say inflation's sat at 3%. We've gone from...
I think it should be in line with GDP growth.
GDP growth, so flat.
If the current government can't deliver a GDP growth, then they should not be allowed to hand out a national wage increase, which means they soon won't be in the position of power that they're in at the moment.
But then if they're not in the position of power and people vote for them because their view is that they want a minimum wage increase because there's a lot of people on the lower wage point, do you end up in a scenario where you end up with someone like the Greens and Mr. Polanski, and where he's saying we're going to go £15 an hour?
Yeah, but they wouldn't be allowed to do it, would they?
Why would they be not allowed to do it?
Because the GDP growth wouldn't allow you to.
So you're talking about putting like fiscal rules in place in a way.
Well, we do every day, don't we?
Within our businesses, yeah.
Why don't they have to do the same thing?
Yeah. Well, here's a little statistic.
This is the thing, like the whole borrowing money thing. I mean, big old Zach can't even tell you how much the debt was, could he, in his interview with Alistair Campbell?
No, well, I couldn't. You couldn't probably, so...
Yeah, I know, but it ain't my job, is it?
Yeah.
I can tell you how much is outstanding on my bounce back loan, but I can't tell you, like...
That's true, yeah, actually. Fair point. If how much debt do I have in my business?
Yeah.
Zero at the moment. Soon to be a lot.
I have varying degrees in both my personal and my business life.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
Talking of that, right? Talk about the divide. I know it's tough for people out there, right? But just have a little just to bring it back into some sort of level of perspective, bank holiday weekend just come along, didn't it? Brilliant. We all get an extra day off. Fucking everyone's like, yes. We're not at work for an extra day, so not only does it cost us money, but we also got to spend some.
Yeah.
Which is always fantastic. So we went off to see Hannah's sister in Yateley. And they have a nice summer fair, village town fair, something like that, on the big green. And they've got like the arena, and there's Matey down there, and he's doing the sheepdog show, you know, rounding up all the geese and stuff. Fantastic. You got some stunt bike riders from up north, up your way, doing a stunt show. Brilliant, fantastic. Ice cream vans, got inflatables, all that sort of stuff. The inflatables, you got the inflatable side. Of course, Finley wants to go on the inflatable side. £3 for 3 slides. £3 for 3 slides. But the one that really got my goat, I could just... And look, I know it's tough out there. I get it. But I went and Finley wanted a hot dog. So we went and went over to the little hot dog stand. And we had a bun with a Frankfurt sausage in, which I saw matey pull out the tin and stick in his little hot water thing for a couple of minutes. And it was plain. There was nothing else in it. There's no butter. We were allowed a little bit of sauce. That one Frankfurt sausage in a bun cost me £9. £9 English for a Frankfurt sausage out of a tin in a roll.
Oh, God.
You're going to tell me that it's fair, aren't you?
Well, no, I'm just thinking it's a friggin' nightmare because that sausage has cost them next to nothing. But the problem is the cost is in the labour, the cost is in the gas, the cost is in the tax that they're paying. So the business is charging an absolute fortune, and all the money is going to the government and big corp and all the rest of it. And I'm just like, how sad is that? And that business is just about capable of maybe making a bit of money, but then it's absolutely effing you on the price. We're just in a mess.
Yeah, what's worse is we got so Finley takes that over and he goes over. You got the twins are sat there in their pram and they see him with this hot dog, and they're like, "I want a piece of that." So I had to go back over the van and pay £9 for another one.
Oh God, kids! Yeah, that's a nightmare. God,
and let me tell you, folks, I don't take a lot of money out of this business because I can't.
The sad thing with that, and think about costs in life, there'll be a lot of families that are choosing to not have a second or a third child because of these costs.
100%.
So it's not. This issue around inflation, living costs. It's serious. There's more. It's much more. It goes way beyond business. Well, and these are our customers. That's the thing that people forget. Is our customers don't have as much money to spend, so it's dog eat dog out there. And then you've got big tech spending billions on AI infrastructure. So what they're doing, like Google as an example, putting the cost per click up. I don't see how, like when I look at MySpace as an example, like we were a disruptor as a business. I don't see how someone can enter my trade now and disrupt. You've got no chance.
Was just about Mike, before you even finished, I was just about to say that's fucking difficult to do right now.
There's just no way.
No, because you can't just go, I'm going to undercut them. Because you shaft yourself with your own costs, because there's by hook or by crook, you've got that those costs are coming your way. You might not think you do. You might think you've worked out how to do it, but it's
unless the game changes. Unless the game changes.
The game has to change. The game has to change. From a fundamental level, it has to change.
Yeah. Interesting statistic for you. Last year, Amazon withdrew all of their spending on Google advertising for 3 months as a bit of a test. So for a lot of keywords, they were quite dominant. So it was driving up cost per click because Amazon was spending so much. And Amazon withdrew this. I learned this today. I wasn't fully aware of this, but shout out to Ryan. He's a genius from our pay-per-click agency.
Shout out Ryan.
Shout out Ryan. Ryan is top tier. But he was, and Lisa.
Lisa's top tier as well. Well done, Lisa. You're top tier as well.
Go Lisa, yeah. Lisa and Ryan are amazing.
Anyone else you've forgotten?
There's Paul, but I'm not going to give him any kudos because, it's Paul, isn't it? Well. I'm surprised Paul hasn't rang you actually and tried to sell you something. That's what he likes to do. He's proper dog with a bone, man. Let's
Probably
just say
has.
that.
I don't answer calls on my phone. I don't know the number 2. I get scared.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to text him your mobile number.
Can you ring me? Tell him to leave me a message.
It.
Tell me to leave me a message. If he leaves me a message and tells me who he is, I'll ring him back.
Yeah, dog with a bone. Crack on. Anyway, so Amazon withdrew the advertising. So apparently what Ryan was saying, what they did was Google, what should have really happened is there should have been a drop in the cost per click in the marketplace because it's an auction at the end of the day. It's a competitive auction where people are bidding. So if someone's withdrawn a load of budget, so what Google did was they just kept the cost per click where it was, even though the demand and the competitiveness on the keywords had reduced.
They literally own the gaff, don't they?
Yeah, they're sneaky. Very little sneaky guys they are, Google. So should we do Claude's question of the week, sir?
Please do.
Or is there anything else you want to chunner on about to do with this £15 minimum wage idea?
No, I can't remember what I chatted on to you about before we even started this episode.
You were just saying things feel hard at the moment.
They always do. Seems to be never ending.
But here's a thought for you. Is it hard because we keep pushing? Do you know what I mean? So is it? Yeah. So if you were to retreat slightly and go for, right, I'm going to just...
It would be. I think you're right. I think that's a good analysis.
And then, but what actually happens is you're always pushing the ceiling, so you're always...
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Which is probably why it feels hard. Because you're never, ever satisfied.
Yeah, that's entrepreneurialism for you.
Great.
Claude's question of the week.
Is it a complicated one?
Are you ready for a complicated one or not? Because I can simplify it for you if you want.
I think you need to keep things simple with me, my boy.
What? It's supposed to be the other way around, actually.
What?
Well, Southerners are supposed to be all eloquent and, intelligent and stuff.
I'm definitely eloquent.
Northern, you are reasonable with words. I would agree with that. But then us Northerners are supposed to be like, you knock on the head and it echoes. That's the crack, is it not?
Yeah, it's not true though, is it? They
Not
booked that
scenario.
trend with you, mate. They booked that trend with you. You were built different to the rest of them. You were.
I don't know. If a £15 minimum wage came in tomorrow, would you put your prices up, cut your head count, or take the hit personally? Or take the hit personally?
Is that specifically to me?
Yeah. So if a £15 minimum wage came in tomorrow, would you, as your business, put your prices up, cut your head count, or take the hit personally? As in, not pay yourself.
I would not pay myself. I'd put my prices up.
Interesting.
You'd have to. Wouldn't have a choice.
So then that means...
I would assess my head count as well.
You would in what way?
I think I'd shave a bit.
What about growing the business?
I still think I'd shave it.
Out of caution.
Probably
Interesting.
wouldn't do it the following day. I think I would definitely tighten.
What do you think Tom would say?
Put prices up.
He's quite switched on, Tom, isn't he?
Yeah, he's quite level-headed as well. He's less emotional than I am, I think.
That's good, because you are.
He'd be like, "Want no choice? Put them up."
I like that. That's good. You've got a steady Eddie there.
Yeah, I think so too. We've had to nurture him, bless him. We have had to nurture him.
What, we have had to woke? What do you mean by that?
Nah, it's a bit of a space cadet when we first started off together, to be honest with you.
Oh, bless him.
He doesn't need much reminding now. He's turned into a little powerhouse, but I'd love to get him doing a few more different things. But he's basically, whilst I'm off on a bloody jolly here, there and everywhere, trying to work out what we do next and strategize and plan, and he's basically holding the fort at the moment with him and Kieran together. So just keeping things running over. Because we obviously talked in previous episodes about the whole AI thing and what we're trying to do and trying to implement stuff. And I want to kind of make sure that we're at the forefront of that in our own little world, not the forefront of the world. I'm under no illusion, but in our little bubble that we are pushing on with that. But by the same token, I'm also very, very aware of how some of like my actions on a day-to-day basis could have a negative impact on the business that we've already got and created, and how it might affect like the relationships with some of the customers. So I'm very aware of that. I'm very scared of it too. So he just makes sure that we're not missing anything, that our level of service doesn't drop, and we try and keep that. So yeah, doing a good job of that at the moment, I think. Maybe we should ask more of our customers.
Yeah.
But we haven't heard anything to the contrary, and we've got nothing to indicate that that isn't the case. So I guess that's good.
Yeah.
But I think you need a bit of level head, don't you, sometimes?
You definitely need a steady Eddie. Me, Sarah, and Robert are very different people.
Do you not have moments yourself, though, where you go a little bit steady or not? Or you literally always...
100%. Right now, at the moment, there's some big things that we're working on, and we're having to be cautious with different things, and we're having to be cute with cash and stuff like that. Like,
is that you finding that fairly natural and okay?
No, I think that's difficult for me. I'm very like, let's go. Let's go.
But if you were in this spot 5 years ago?
Let's go.
Just let's go, wouldn't it? It would be just let's.
That's the difference.
Yeah,
is I'm having to think. This is the problem when you grow and scale, is that then your mindset shifts to protection, but it's about eradication as well of competition. So
eradication. Oh God, hello. That sounded cool. That gave me tingles. That did. Give me chills.
That's the game.
I know it is.
Like we are ruthless. I think it's going to be a very interesting 12-month period, because the flip side of this, and this is the thing with this whole business thing and all the rest of all these challenges and everything else. Well, the people listening to this podcast, you will have competitors that are not switched on as you, that will be feeling the pinch more than you. So it's a time to turn the knife.
Sounds savage, but it's very true.
I don't care. It's warfare. It's dog eat dog out there, and my view at the moment is market share. And I know competitors will be finding it hard. We're good. We're profitable. We've got a lot of cash in the bank. We're going. Do you know what I mean? We're going after their breakfast. I am going to go and steal sausages off their plate. That's what I'm doing the next 12 months.
But at the same time, you're not. But at the same time, you're not go go go. You're a little bit cautious.
You can move strategically, and you can move intelligently with cash. That's the difference.
You feel like you are moving more intelligently now than you were a few years ago.
Well, it's different, isn't it? Because when you're at that when you're in that grind phase, you have to do it. You've got no choice. So you've got to take the risks. But
you wouldn't have been in the grind stage, would you? At like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, it's still a grind now, mate. Okay. Like meeting that guy yesterday at 50 million quid turnover, right? He's grinding, he's going after it, but he's on a different trajectory. It's like exponential. What I'm talking about here is like, okay, there's a few pockets of businesses that are kind of like doing all right in some of the brands that we stock. Well, we're going to go and take that away from them.
So you feel like you're moving your chess pieces.
Yeah, they're in little markets, and we're going to those markets.
Other mate, he's playing snakes and ladders, and you're playing a little bit of chess.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
We're going after it because it's hard out there.
Do you want to buy a small workwear business?
I think
I could do with a couple of weeks off, to be honest with you.
I'd give you full employment rights. Yeah.
Thanks, mate. My dog still kind of work with me.
Yeah. No, Charlie, you're going to be a machine. £10 million business in 10 years. That's what's going to happen with you, mate.
Yeah, we are.
I can see it in you. I can see that. You just need to get your fingers burnt a little bit, and that fire in you will.
I think the fire is ignited at the moment anyway. I think I've got the fire.
Yeah. I think
like you, I would say I am cautiously optimistic.
Oh, I'm Mike. when I'm on this podcast and we're chatting, like I'm being real with people because people need to know it's hard out there and the economic conditions will be better. But I'm good. But I'm happy it's hard. Because with this difficulty and the fact it's challenging, it means that my competition that have not got the economies of scale, they've not got the systems and processes in, they're not tracking the KPIs, they don't have the great people around them, that aren't doing a bit of this, a bit of that. They're cooked, mate.
I'd
Yeah.
I'd
So
agree.
to answer this closed question of the week, from my perspective, I would continue to do what I'm doing. I would automate and offshore more. That's what I would do, which is really sad. But you deal the hand you dealt by HMRC and the government. If they want to, if their desired result is higher unemployment, no problem. We can deliver that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Which is I can't see any other.
Yeah,
I can't see any other outcome. That's not me looking out a road saying like with my blinkers on or anything, and just being like in my small business tunnel. That's like, how on earth could you see it going any other way?
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, Zach, right? I get what you're trying to achieve here. No problem. You want me to get rid of staff. You want me to continue to grow my business, which I will, but I'm not going to employ anyone in the UK. No problem, mate. Cheers.
Yeah.
It's like
We've already talked a couple of weeks ago about the state of about those sorts of facts and figures now at this current rate.
Yeah.
And this, do you know what I mean? This current climate. Stick another 20% on.
But think about it. If you were at a position, just to think back to what I was saying before, if you were in business, you've been in business for 30 odd years, you're getting out of business right now. That's
you're
massive.
fucking off. Yeah, you are.
If you've been running an embroidery business for the last 20 years, you are getting out as fast as you can.
And if you've got a decent one, you're talking to me.
What a great business opportunity for the people that are getting after it.
Yeah, there's lots of opportunity out there. I think.
There is. So
I wish I had more hours in the day to explore them. Is my current feeling at the moment.
You don't need more hours in the day. You need to be more efficient with your time.
I'm being very efficient, but I always want to do more.
I disagree. I think
fuck off.
The thing. I'm sorry, but
how do you even know? How do you even know? You only call me when you're on the way to the gym.
I'm telling you right now. This guy I met yesterday, he's dealing with one problem or two problems. He's not dealing with 6 or 8 like I am. Problems/opportunities. You know what I mean?
So sorry. For clarification, which one's in a better position?
He's
the person dealing with 1 or 2?
He is, yeah, because what he's able to do is put all of his energy into one task at a time, not spinning 10 plates, because then you end up doing 10 plates averagely.
I'm not spinning many. I want to spin more.
Well, if you're not spinning a lot of plates, you're doing it wrong, because
you just told me that spinning he's only spinning a couple and he's doing it better. So which one is it?
Yeah, but you've got to do it at different moments, is what I'm saying.
Right, okay.
So I think
how many plates have I got spinning at the moment?
It's about prioritization of task, is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
So you can have plates spinning, but you've got to really know when to really push on a particular one.
Yeah, agreed.
And you've got to have that kind of big picture thought of like, that is what I need to invest my time in. And that's the entrepreneurial element of it. So, yeah. Anything else, Mr. Smith?
No, we have waffled for 59 minutes and 8 seconds about £15 an hour theoretical national living wage.
Mate, it ain't theory. It could fucking happen.
From the Greens.
It could happen.
From Hypno Zach.
You ribbed me last time when I said that. I've chosen not to mention that this time. That was funny. Are we calling it there then?
Yeah, we are, boy. We are.
Locke would beat me on the run competition
because you bailed after giving it beans that you were going to destroy him on the last episode. Yeah. You said I'm going to destroy him, and then afterwards you went, I think I'm going to throw the towel in. So basically, you just bigged it up on the podcast, said you were going to crush him, made me agree with you that you were going to crush him, and then afterwards you waved your white flag and you chucked in the towel.
I'll take that one, mate. I bit off more. Mr. Lockwood, he's a mean force.
Yeah, he's a mean bastard. He was in the military for 16 years, Matthew.
I'm getting.
Do you know
him
what I
in
mean?
May.
Like, come on.
He's mine in May. I'm having.
You've been in Hollands for 16. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what are you saying about Hollands? We're elite, mate.
oh mate, I tell you what, I just started listening to his podcast episode on James Martin's podcast, Entrepreneur Conversations, as well.
Yeah.
First few minutes, even the first few minutes, I'm like, God, I love this bloke.
Oh, he's
we should stop bigging him up as well, though, because he's going to end up being more important than we are.
Yeah, because his hair's getting bigger.
Yeah, his hair's getting bigger, and his head's growing with it.
Do you know
and his voice is getting louder and louder.
Yeah, have you watched The Simpsons, don't you?
Yeah, Sideshow Bob, you're going to call him.
Sideshow Bob, that's it. Yeah. He is. He's Sideshow Bob. That's
he's
it.
Definitely going to. Guys, you just take the moment now just to check in the comments below. There's going to be a nice little comment there from Jacob Lockwood about this part of this episode. Thank you. Thanks for looking.
Yeah.
Bless him. I know he's talking about doing. What did he do? He said he went out on a mission to do relief in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
he was talking about doing rum running.
Oh, you haven't even got to the bit where he talks about. So for people listening, Jake
I literally just kicked it off this morning, and that's literally all I got to. I was like,
Coldstream Guards. I think that's correct, isn't it?
Coldstream Guards.
People that guard the Royals. He's going to rib you as well for not being a Royalist.
Anti-tank regiment, anti-tank by trade.
As well. Charlie and Jacob, because we know you're listening, you've got to message Charlie and give him some abuse for not being a Royalist. I think it's just unbelievable, Jeff.
I sit on the fence with a lot of things.
Yeah, I get that. Non-committal. Boring. What was I going to say? Yeah, there's a bit at the end of the episode. There's a story that Lockwood talks about to do with the Jubilee, which is good.
Oh,
so,
I can't wait. I'm going to get it on the car on the way home.
It's very good. It's a very good story. It's top Lockwood banter. Seriously good.
He's great. Good podcast, that one, for anyone listening.
Yeah. Way better than this one. Right. Cheerio.
Ciao for now.